All right, hi guys. This is an overdue update. I lost my voice, which you can maybe still hear a little bit of my frog croak, but I think I fully got laryngitis because I had no voice for a second, then it came back, and now I have this endless cough. Anyway, it's been an ordeal. I wanted to do an update on our trip to Austin. I took the kids to Austin to visit my good friend, Lindsey, which is someone who's worked on, I worked in Reckless with forever, but she's also my bestie, and she moved to Austin, which I was very upset about because she'd moved away from Los Angeles, and I refused to visit her for 2 years. And so finally I was like, all right, I'll come visit you because I can see you're not coming back now. I thought for sure she'd come back, but she didn't. It was great. We had such a nice time. It's a really kid-friendly place, and I see why she lives there. She has 3 young kids under 5. With that amount of chaos, you do want a bigger house, tons of kid-friendly stuff, and that is what basically Austin, Texas provides. They did well because they bought their house right before. Now Austin's not even that cheap anymore, but they bought their house right before everyone moved. They were one of the first people to go when everybody went. So we were actually in Lakeway, Texas. Me and the kids flew on a late night flight, which I was like, oh yeah, we'll leave at night so I can still work and we'll get there. But I didn't realize a 7 p.m. flight is actually the most annoying thing because you have to be to the airport at 5 p.m. So I still have to leave work early. I gotta travel at rush hour, and getting to LAX was an absolute nightmare. Anyway, we got there in time, made the flight, not a problem. We stayed up so late because we got in at midnight, so then Lindsey and I were chit-chatting till 3 in the morning. Then the next day, we got up and we went to this awesome indoor trampoline park. Everything that they have there, they have here in LA, but it's just bigger and better and newer and whatever. So this trampoline park had more things than any normal trampoline park has. Kids loved it, and we could just sit and chat while the kids were off having a blast. And then we went into Austin to this well-known place called Barton Springs. So it's basically there's Lake Austin, there's a dam by it, and so I think that they let some of the water out of the dam and it makes this beautiful spring. And it was really pretty. I think it's kind of a city park or something, because the city kind of protects you. You have to pay to get in, only a few dollars. It was just really cool, but the water was freezing, which wasn't too bad because it was 105. It was so unbelievably hot. I mean, when you're really hot and you go into really cold, it's but once you're in, it feels great. But the thing I will say about that water was it looks so pretty. It's so filled with little chunks of algae. I think it's what gives it that beautiful green color. It did have that little bit of crap in the water, so you were but it was still really fun. I'm glad we went. My friend Lindsey hadn't been before, so that was fun. And the kids loved it. They had a diving board. And you could use floaties in it and stuff like that. It was really fun. Apparently there's a part where you can pay to go in, and then there's on the other side of the fence you could just go for free. But over there was filled with dogs and weirdos, and just seemed a little bit chaotic over there. But you can just go for free and just roll up. The one we went to, you couldn't have any food. All you could have is bottled water. So very well protected. That was fun. Then we went out for some yummy Texas lunch. And then we were so hot. We were let's just get back to your house and sit in the air conditioning and not move. So we did that, and we just relaxed. Then the next day, we went to Kalahari Indoor Water Park. It was rolling up to a casino. That's what it looked like when we were driving up to it. Inside, it's pretty much a kid casino. They have this whole arcade that also has theme park rides and a bowling alley and all this, and that's just that part. Then you go into an entire water park. A water park with all the rides. I was kind of how is it indoors? But it works. Some of the tubes that you go down, go outside the building. We're on 7 different totally different, huge rides. There was a lazy river, there's a wave pool, there's one of those places where you can surf, and a whole kid area and a baby area and a toddler area. I'm so blown away by how big it was. The kids had the best time, and honestly, I had the best time. I went on so many water rides. Me and the kids had a great time. It was worth getting laryngitis. Probably got it from that place. So then that night, Linz and I went into the city of Austin. I've never been to Austin before. And we just chatted, and it was lovely. Her husband watched all of our kids, which was extremely nice of him. Linz and I went out to a place called Rainy Street, which is a bar hopping street. So it's all these craftsmen that have bars and restaurants in them. And there's food truck area and all kinds of stuff. It reminded me of almost Bourbon Street. I mean, not really, because Bourbon Street's a different vibe, but just a street that's just there for partying. It was really fun. It was still too hot. hot. It was 95 degrees and it was 10 o'clock at night and it was humid and it was crazy, but there was like all these bachelorette parties and it was fun to see, but we lasted like 30 minutes and we were like, can we go back to the air conditioning at your house again? And then our next day was our day in the lake. So we went out on Lake Travis because she actually lives in Lakeway, Texas, which is like 30 minutes outside of Austin. A friend of mine, actually a friend I've known since high school, lives there too. She took us out on her boat. That was a lot of fun. The lake was beautiful. The temperature was like perfect, like refreshing. And we just went to this island called Sometimes Island because sometimes it sinks into like the water level rises and it's gone, or sometimes it's there and it was there. So we went out like kind of like beached on it and just hung out in the water. And then we went out into the middle and jumped off the boat and it was a lot of fun. Delightful. Then it started to get too hot and we got off the lake and went back to the air conditioning. I feel like I did a lot of racing back to the air conditioning. And then that night we had some Texas barbecue and it was really cool. So Lindsey pulls into a gas station. I'm like, okay, I guess we're getting gas on the way. And she's like, we're here. And I literally was like, ha ha ha. And she's like, no, it's literally here. So it's literally at a gas station, but it was a whole restaurant. It was just like a lovely experience. Like the way they do it, it's all super fresh. And then they serve it to you in like a big plastic like crate and then bring it to your table, like all just like kind of mixed together in this crate. And then the plates are literally paper, like a piece of paper. Not like a paper plate. I guess they're taking paper plates to a whole new level because you rip off a piece of like parchment paper kind of and you put it down. And it seemed crazy because you like have a creamed corn and just like slop down on a big piece of paper. But at the end, it was kind of nice just to go crinkle it up, throw it all in the crate, trash it. And it was really good. I had like brisket and turkey and the creamed corn was like, oh my God, so good. And I had banana cream pudding and chocolate pudding. And I just went all out because it was my last supper there in Texas. After that, then we just went back home. The next day, when we were flying home, all of us, me and the kids were like, we were not doing well. So I was like, I'm pretty sure we're like dehydrated in a minorly serious way. Like I was like feeling dizzy and all kinds of stuff. And so I was trying to get electrolytes and trying to get us all like feeling better. And I'm sure I got us hydrated again. But then the next day, all of us were just like sick with colds. So that's what we've been dealing with for the past 3 days. We've just been home, being sick together and remembering the good times in Austin. The kids did say, like, they're like, we can't wait to go back. They loved it. And like Violet, my daughter, was like, we should move here. I'm like, okay, no, not moving to Texas, but we'll go visit it because it was delightful. I loved staying with my friend. I don't know what it would be like to stay at a hotel. I'm sure that's lovely too, but you know, it's great to stay with your friends when you put the kids down and you can hang out. Highly recommend staying at my friend's house. 5 stars. That is our trip to Austin. That is the long story of how I got laryngitis. And oh, as far as the water park goes, my kids the week before had gone to the Great Wolf Lodge, which is an indoor water park that's here in Los Angeles down in Orange County. They loved it, but they were like, Kalahari is like, it's all the same rides but different colors and it seems a little bit more new. But they stayed overnight at the Great Wolf Lodge and they loved it so much. Now they want to do their birthdays there. They went there with my mom, so I don't know. Oh, I think I talked about this in the last vlog, didn't I? Oh, speaking of the last vlog, girls' night, remember how they messed up my sushi and they refunded me? Well, they like multiple people emailed me back being like, we're so sorry, we've taken care of it. We're so sorry, we've taken care of it. And I ended up getting like 3 full refunds on the meal. So I had like $300 or something insane in credits on Grubhub. So I've just been eating free for a while. I still haven't even used them all. So that worked out. Thank you, Grubhub. All right, so I am gonna go rest my voice. I'm gonna drink my honey tea and get better. And I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.